What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. Today, I'm doing a pre-recorded video, somewhat pre-recorded video on how to complete the latest Galaxy campaign that's just got launched yesterday. It's for LogX, and it's a collaboration with ShoeBill Finance on the Manta Network. So let's get into it. But before we do, just remember, nothing here is financial advice. You've got to do your own research. And also just remember, if you want that extra coaching support, guidance, we have the Web3 Secret Society. Check it out in the YouTube membership. So as I mentioned, ShoeBill announced yesterday that they were launching a campaign on the Manta Network, and this would give you the opportunity to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool, kind of whatever, 100 exclusive LogX multiplier NFTs, and ShoeBill points when using ShoeBill. Now, there's some other things on here like getting part of an airdrop, and that's sort of what caught my attention. Now, before we go into the actual campaign, I want to paint a picture of what you should expect to need prior to doing this. One of the things that I have a challenge with some of these campaigns is I want to make sure that I'm covering stuff for like the everyday person. You shouldn't have to have like incredible amounts of wealth to do this, because then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you had that, I'm sure you could find better things to do with your time. And in this case, for the LogX mega campaign, what it says here is you can earn airdrop points from both platforms. Now, there are a bunch of activities, and you can see here I've already completed it. The campaign goes from Jan 26th through February 4th. So you have like about a week to do this. In order to do this, sort of the way I always look at this, and this is the way I recommend for you guys. First thing, what do I need? So it's clear here that you'll need a Twitter account. If you don't have Twitter, if you have no interest in getting Twitter, well, maybe you turn off the video. Maybe it's not for you. You also need Discord. You also need Telegram. Now, the first thing I'll do here, and I'll show you, is, the other three things are a bunch of liquidity. And in this case, I think $250, $350 to, $350 to $500 that you can put on the Manta Network is likely going to be safe. And maybe you don't have that capital free, but also, some of us had locked up some money on Manta, and they finally announced that we can withdraw on March 28th, but we can borrow against that. And I'm going to show you how that's done. So over here on LogX, the campaign, the first thing I'll do is I'm just going to show you how to sort of complete these activities. For the Twitter one, you just click on the button. You can either press this button for it to pop up, but if you do that, it pops up in a different window. The way I'm recording, it wouldn't show you. So I'm going to click on this, and you'll see here, literally, it's just, hey, you just press the follow button. I'm already following them, so it doesn't matter. So you just do that, then you can close these out. Then you do the next one. LogX Trade is the same thing. For the Discord, you do the same thing here. You click on it, it'll open up the Discord link. Once you do that, you just have to go in their Discord and go to the verified channel and make sure you hit the check mark, the verified emoji. Prior to doing this, you may be asked to complete their terms of service for the Discord. I think there was a complete button that comes up right below this, and then you're not able to click. So just look for the complete button, scroll down, say, yeah, I agree, and then do this thing, and then you're good. That's this part. For ShoeBill chat English on Telegram, you have to open this up, and it'll link to your Telegram account. I'm doing this on my MacBook, so it opens up Telegram in another window, and I just join, and boom, right away. So the easiest 4 tasks are completed. My recommendation is to do this task last, the borrow 250 or more from ShoeBill on Manta Chain. And the reason for this is it's not as simple as it would first appear. So your first step is to, I would recommend this one first. Trade for a total trading volume of $1,000 or more on Manta Chain. So I'm just gonna open up this other liquidity option. So if you have money on New Paradigm, like let's say you put in some Ethereum or USDC, you can go in here. Oh, goody. And make sure you're connected to the Manta Pacific network. You see right here. You then select whatever token you want. So you can pick Stone. And for this case, you'd want like USDC or USDM. So we'll put USDC. Okay. And then once you've swapped it, you're good to go. If you don't have that, you can go to Orbiter Finance and take from any sort of Ethereum or EVM based chain, right? There's a list of stuff here, whether it's Ethereum, Arbitrum, ZK Sync, Linea, whatever, and send probably 0.2 Ethereum across. Once you do that, you can go back here and trade that Ethereum for USDC. Okay, so that's my recommendation. That's step one. Okay, so now what we'll do is we go back here and we need to trade for a total trading volume of $1,000 on Manta Chain. And the unique part is that doesn't mean you need to have $1,000 like in unleveraged volume. It counts it after leverage. So we'll click detail here, and we press this button, it opens up. And this one is very simple. We're going to make a long trade on Bitcoin. And in this case, here it's asking for USDM. So you know what? Scratch that. When you're doing the swap, just swap it to USDM. So some of the platforms on here are confusing, but you can just go here, swap for USDM, and then you're good to go. Okay? So once you've done that, make sure you go back to, this page here. And you want to basically be on the Manta Network, right? So LogX has a bunch of different networks. Like I have been doing a ton of different campaigns for LogX, whether it was on Chroma or I think it was Optimism, to earn some sort of NFTs for like their long-term kind of goal thing, whatever. Anyways, in this case, if you have 250, you can just put like 250 here, let's just say. And then what you do is you would just 4x leverage. You'd approve WUSDM, then go long. And then my recommendation is to just open right away. So you hit the open button, then it'll pop up here and you hit close right away. So you see here, I did this earlier. I had like, and you know what am I saying? You could actually do it for 2x. If you have $250, a 2x leverage gets you 500 on one way and then 500 the other way. So that's your $1,000. In this case, I put in whatever half of 679 is, so like 380 bucks each way, just to make sure I was covered. So it was 679 one way, 679 the other. I made 19 cents on the trade. I lost like $1.30 in fees. So I lost like $1 here. And the gas fees aren't bad. They're like paying pennies. So far, we're only down like $1 doing this. Okay, so that's taking care of this. Once you do that, right away, it will check this. Like you just click on the button and it will check this. The next thing is to add liquidity worth $250 or more. So we click on this button and it will open up another one of these windows. And here, what I do want to tell you, and the reason we did it in this order, is there is a time limit to sell your LLP. So when you want to go, the first step here is you want to buy LLP. So this is your liquidity token. So then you go here, and once again, you need the USDM. So we'll sort of, connected? Yes, I am. Oh, I had converted them. That's why. So what you want to do is you want to buy $250 worth of this. Just to be fair, just to be safe, I go like 250. I go 260. I didn't check this, but I wanted to make sure the LLP number was above 250. So if you have the ability to do it, just save yourself the time. It's not going to make that much of a difference. You buy the LLP token and you sort of hit approve. You do whatever you need to do. Perfect. Then you go and you stake it. Once you stake it, you leave it at like, you put 100% here. It'll stake the whole thing. Wait for it. Before you undo anything, go back here, hit the refresh button. You click on it and bang, then it refreshes. I did both steps before checking. Maybe you could check after you bought the LLP if you need to stake. But either way, it's not really saving anything by doing that. At this point, you're saving a few pennies on gas transactions. Once you've got the check mark, you go back here, you click on unstake, you go 100%, and you hit the button. It'll unstake it for you. Then when you go to sell your LLP, you'll actually get an error. And this error is not here, but I saw this last night. And this is why I wanted to do all of this stuff before I made the video. The challenge here is they want to prevent people from sort of just buying and selling out instantly. So there's a 1 hour time delay. So it tells you that you have to wait 1 hour before selling your token. That's why I wanted you to do this second. Okay. So you hit the sell button and you're good to go. Okay. We can do this. So you're great. And you know what? The more I talk, the more I think this through. Sorry, I'm just doing this live. You could potentially do this last, but you know, the one that I did last was this borrowing, because I did it first and it didn't count, and I had some issues, and I'm gonna walk you through it. And this is why I'm actually making the video, because my biggest problem with these Galxe campaigns is the people who write these campaigns aren't the ones who program what the actual ask is. So this is not the actual ask, and I'm gonna be very clear so you guys know exactly what you got to do. So if you've done those things I've told you to do, you'd have your check marks all the way here. Okay. Now you have to borrow $250 or more from ShoeBill on Manta chain. So when you do that and you hit the button, sorry, I'm just gonna close some windows to make this much more clear. I'm gonna close some of these. So, by the way, remember, you have to wait 1 hour on Liquidity to sell it, but so far you're good there. We're here, and now we're going to open up this page, and we have to borrow $250. Now, the most natural inclination is to go in here and go, well, I have Stone. So what I did when I first did this was I deposited my Stone token here. I borrowed like $340 against it, and it was like, fine, perfect. That should work. When I did that, I got this like weird error saying, oh, well, you got to check with ShoeBill because they don't update that often, blah, blah, blah. That's what Galxe said on their like error pop-up. So I was confused. I did everything else, right? Because I got the USDM by trading the Stone token that I borrowed from here, right? Because all you got to do is hit the borrow button, pick whatever you want, right? So, you know, in this case, I had sort of picked 0.15 Stone. I then took that Stone to Aperture Finance, like I said, literally went like this, Stone here, 0.15, and it gave me this WUSDM. And I was like, perfect, did that trade, we were good to go. The problem is, I did everything else and still didn't get fixed. So what do you do when that happens? Well, I always figure, hey, you're better off just going to the source and asking, hey, what's going on? So where is it? I have the screenshot somewhere. Maybe I didn't put it up here. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to bring this on screen. Oh, here we go. So what happened was last night I sent a message in the Telegram. Hey, I borrowed $350. Oh, you can see it right here. If you have already fulfilled the requirement, please wait for the credential curator to update the credential data. Okay. So I borrowed $350 worth of Stone from ShoeBill, and it doesn't count as a $250 and says this error. Every other task has been verified. And the person goes, you know, the admin, the Galxe campaign is recognized only for WUSDM borrow. And I'm like, why doesn't it say that on Galxe? So I'm like, okay, so then I have to lend USDM and then borrow it. And they're like, you know, then other people were like, wow, that's crazy. And they're like, yeah, it'll be fixed soon. Sorry for the confusion. But you can borrow WUSDM after supplying USDC or WUSDM. And I think that's why I said to borrow USDC at first. But hey, just work in WUSDM the whole time. So if you come on here and you have your WUSDM, if you deposit like over here, let's go back to the Manta WUSDM market. You see that on the left over here. And then you just click on WUSDM. You should supply like 350 or whatever, and then you're able to withdraw. So in this case, yeah, so basically you want to supply a certain amount that will allow you to borrow. What I did, sorry, I'm just opening this thing over here. Yeah, so I borrowed 250 WUSDM after like supplying 350 or 342 collateral, right? So supplied 342. I borrowed 273, went back here, clicked this arrow. It finally went green, and then I paid it off right away. So that's why I went back here. I went to repay, paid it off right away because you see my borrow limit was close to 100%. The last thing I wanted to do was get liquidated, so I had to do this really fast. Obviously, the bigger amount you do this on, the cheaper it'll be, but just be safe. And I wanted you guys to see that. So yeah, do this step second. So the first step I would do, if we could go back to this whole thing, sorry, I'm just talking through this whole thing. Do the social stuff first, then do the trading volume, then do the borrow 250 from ShoeBill on Manta Chain, then add the liquidity. Once you do all that in that order, you get all the green check marks, okay? Then you come down here, you click this button, switch to Polygon. I didn't do this yet because I did this on a different campaign. And sometimes when you do this stuff, it like removes the link for all the stuff. Sorry. I don't know why it asked me, because I have other websites open. Once I switch to Polygon, it asked me to switch back to Manta. But we'll do this here. We'll, sorry. What the? So there we go. This is completed. And this should also like help me with sort of some of these other things here and sort of getting these extra airdrop points. So just saying, this is a campaign you sort of want to get done as soon as possible. These things are all over the place and they're not really checked. See, the campaign runs from Jan 27th to Feb 5th, but over here, Jan 26th to Feb 4th, you never really know. My recommendation is if you're doing this, do this sooner rather than later. Anyways, I hope this guide helped you. I wish I didn't have to make these, but Galxe makes these really complicated because these should basically be like really easy and clickable. As a reminder, you need to have Discord, Telegram, and Twitter to do this, and about 350 USDC or anything in equivalent liquidity that you can send over. Or if you have the stuff from the Manta campaign, like Stone token or whatever, you can sort of just basically you can stake or you can lend that to ShoeBill and borrow against it, which is like still what I'm doing. And I'm going to pay back the USDM that I ended up getting from converting it on Aperture Finance. So I hope that really helped. If you enjoyed this video, if you got value, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.